So we're in first alert weather mode through Thursday. So yesterday was technically our first alert weather mode. So Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. These are days that we keep an eye on, basically saying, hey, we want everybody to pay extra close attention to the forecast because we think there's something that may impact you. The thing that's impacting you right now is warm days, warm nights, smoke, hazy conditions, and also elevated fire risk as well here on the west side. So that's not necessarily what we want to hear after knowing how bad it's been on the east side of the state. Everybody in western Washington should pay attention to this. Some spots are going to be hit more than others, so let's take a moment and unpack that. I want to get to our current air quality right now. You can see all of the gray out and about. Those are air quality alerts that have been issued. So it is a majority of western Washington. The very few areas that are not under that air quality alert are going to be the Olympic Peninsula, Island County, and San Juan County as well. But most of us are under those alerts because of the haze moving in. And those dots there are indicating how bad the air quality is right now. Around Puget Sound, we have a lot of moderate AQI readings popping up right now. Those orange dots are indicating unhealthy for sensitive groups. So I see that around Snohomish County, into King County, and then heading into Pierce County as well. But then look toward the Cascades, right around the middle of the screen there. You see those red dots there indicating unhealthy for everybody. We are seeing the smoke a little bit higher, not quite at the surface, but if you get a little bit of elevation, then you're definitely seeing that smoke. So of course the Cascades can range anywhere from a couple thousand to multiple thousands of feet high. So they're in the bulk of that smoke. And then when you look off to the east around Wenatchee, that is where we're seeing the worst of the air quality. Of course, the Little Giant fire burning there is creating those immediate issues for the surrounding areas around Lake Chelan, around Wenatchee. We do have a crew, King 5's Bridget Chavez is there. She's spending the entire week there in Chelan, taking a look at all of the impacts there locally for the Little Giant fire. So she is going to have those reports this evening on King 5 News. Let's take a look at our forecast for today. So as we head into our daytime hours today, it's honestly going to be pretty similar to where we are right now. In fact, it could even worsen just a tiny bit. So we are going to see air quality around unhealthy for sensitive groups and into the unhealthy for everybody range around Puget Sound. And then same thing you see there around Wenatchee. That's where we have that very unhealthy and hazardous AQI level. Let's take a look at the Futurecast, though. So this is going to be our smoke at the surface. So we have smoke aloft in the upper levels of the atmosphere, and then we have smoke at the surface. This is the smoke at the surface is what you're going to be breathing in. So this is kind of the thing I want to pay attention to the most because this is the air that impacts us the most. We may still hold on to some haze higher up in the atmosphere, but that's not what we're breathing. We'll just see it. It'll keep skies hazy. But the surface is what we really want to pay attention to. So this is right now what you're seeing here. And you can kind of see that those water adjacent areas around Puget Sound, you see the San Juans, you see Island County, you see the northern part of the Olympic Peninsula, definitely are not as bad as the other spots. So it's a little bit of haze, the light blue shading. But as you look at Puget Sound and east of Puget Sound into the Puget Sound foothills, that's where we have it really worsening. And the farther east you go, the worse it gets, which makes sense because the farther east you go, the higher in elevation you get. That's where you climb into those foothills. Let's take a look as we head into this afternoon. Similar conditions continue. Really not a ton of change for today compared to what we are seeing right now. Into tomorrow, though, we will see some change in the right direction. We're still holding on to haze around the Puget Sound lowlands. We'll still have the worst of the air quality in those higher elevations, but it is looking like it's going to start to improve, at least at the surface tomorrow. And then that improvement continues into Thursday afternoon. And at that point, we're going to see a pattern shift and we're going to say goodbye to the smoke in western Washington for the time being. Let's talk about those AQI levels, though. I know this is something that is top of mind. So at this point, we have these kind of 5 levels that we pay attention to. At this point, most of us are at best unhealthy for sensitive groups, but we're also kind of ping-ponging around that unhealthy for sensitive groups and unhealthy for everyone, so that orange and red. So those are the two levels that I want you to pay attention to. Good to moderate, that's under an AQI reading of 100. Unhealthy for sensitive groups is going to be 101 to 150, so orange colors. So if you look at the Puget Sound Clean Air Agency has a really good map that will show you your exact air quality in your exact area. When you're 100 to 150, that means if you have any breathing issues, if you have asthma, if you have lung issues, heart issues, maybe if you're pregnant, if you have a newborn, elderly, those are the people who should pay attention, and you're going to want to take it easy. When we get into the above 150 and then definitely above 200 AQI values, that's when everybody should take it easy. You don't want to go on a run today, and if you do, if you're training for a marathon maybe, wear an N95 mask. Those can help filter out those particles. It's PM 2.5 particles is what comes with wildfire smoke. It's a fraction. It's so tiny. It's literally a fraction of your hair. Think about how thin your hair is. It's about a quarter of the size of that. That's how small these particles are. So you need to filter it out. So check your home's filters. Wear those N95 masks if you need to be outside. Maybe just avoid exercise outside, but you can still go about your day. Walk to your car, right? Go pick your kids up from daycare, whatever it might be. So that's a look at air quality. Another element that we're keeping an eye on is heat. So everywhere in orange here is under this alert. This is the lowest level of heat alert, but what it does mean is we do have those elevated temperatures that are above normal. So this is going to be through 10 p.m. on Thursday. So Wednesday and Thursday, today and tomorrow, are the days that we're keeping an eye on. Temperatures could get up to the mid-90s, but honestly, at this point, that it's looking like maybe low 90s in the warmest spots because of that smoke. But you can see who is under this one. It's Puget Sound lowlands. It is the Kitsap Peninsula. It's down that I-5 corridor into Portland, and then it is down into Western Oregon as well. So that's everybody who's under that alert. But yeah, speaking of the smoke, yesterday we only hit 81 degrees at SeaTac. Normal for this time of the year is 79 degrees, so we actually weren't that far off from that seasonal average. But we were initially forecasting temperatures in those low to mid 80s. But because of that smoke, we just simply didn't warm up as much. So that explains why those forecast temperatures were a little bit off and didn't quite come to fruition is actually because of the smoke. As we head into our daytime hours today, we're going to continue to see that sunshine and that haze, but a similar setup. We were initially showing low 90s possible in the Seattle metro area today, but that likely will not come to fruition because we have this little bit of haze over the horizon. So let's take a look at our expected high temperatures for today. As we head up to the north, the San Juans, if you have any health issues and you need to escape the smoke, look, I'm always looking for an excuse to go to the San Juans. Use this as your excuse. Jump on a ferry, bop on up there to Orcas Island. Maybe hit, Friday Harbor could be a lovely place to go today. That's where you're going to see some of that better air quality and cooler temperatures as well into those 70s. When you look at Whatcom and Skagit counties, we're into the 80s, and we could see some 90s, but honestly, I think some of these are potentially not going to come to fruition because of that smoke. Here's Snohomish County into the low to mid 80s, a few spots into the upper 80s. I think that'll likely be the warmest we get is the upper 80s, once again, because of that smoke, especially as you head into the foothills. Places like Darrington, Gold Bar have that little bit of elevation starting to climb, so that dense smoke will likely slow that warming. Island County, on the other hand, though, over Puget Sound, we are looking at 70s expected, so a lot cooler there for those water-adjacent spots. Kitsap and King counties, you are well into the 80s, and we could see some upper 80s, but like I said, that smoke could certainly slow that warming. The best chance of hitting the 90s looks like South Sound. So Pierce and Thurston counties are likely going to tap that 90-degree marker, but models were initially showing mid-90s for today. So this is cooler than those initial models. They've scaled back. And honestly, because we're right on the cusp of 90, we may not even tap 90. Some spots could peak at 88, 89, which is obviously close, but 90 definitely has a ring to it, doesn't it? Now let's take you down a little bit farther south. If you're heading down I-5 into Portland, get ready for those 90s as well on your journey down. But the coast is lovely. Same thing if you want to go find some cool, fresh air, go to the immediate coast. Temperatures will be much more mild into the upper 60s, some low 70s. Strait of Juan de Fuca looking at mid to upper 70s. Hood Canal a little bit warmer into the 80s and into the low 90s around the Shelton area. So that's a look at your temperatures for today. I want to also incorporate Eastern Washington. We're going to start to see some temperatures warm over there as well. They thankfully got a break from the heat, which is lovely. Of course, we know that those fires around Spokane started on Saturday, and they've been burning ever since. Since the fires started, it's been a relatively cooler. That's great news. I know those fire crews probably appreciate that, but unfortunately, temperatures are going to be warming up in the state as we move forward. So we are bringing back the 90s for a good chunk of Eastern Washington, and we'll be back in the triple digits shortly. In fact, these are our highs for tomorrow. We are going to stay warm tomorrow. And what's interesting is same, kind of like I've been saying, the models were initially showing that we are going to see a little bit of a cool down into kind of Friday and into the weekend, but that's when we get that smoke clearing. So because of that, our atmosphere will be able to warm just a little bit more. So temperatures will stay toasty on Thursday. We're staying in first alert weather mode on Thursday. 80s and low 90s are once again expected in the region. Now, another thing I want to discuss is fire risk. As we head into this afternoon, look at those relative humidities around Puget Sound. We are into the 20s, especially around Central Sound and into South Sound. That is going to create dry conditions and warm conditions as well. This is relative humidity, so of course it is relative to temperatures. As temperatures climb, our relative humidities drop. But I want to play it out and let's get you into tomorrow. Tomorrow during our daytime hours, it is going to be a similar situation, but we're going to see relative humidity start to change. But look off to the east. Teens is what we're expecting. Relative humidities into the teens for us. This is tomorrow during those daytime hours. So that's not great news there for that firefight. However, wind is something, of course, we always watch during fire risk and fire concerns as well. So what we're seeing right now is kind of stagnant air. We don't really have a ton of wind out there, which actually wind can, if it's blowing in the right direction, help clean out our air. We are going to see a change moving forward. So as we head into kind of Thursday night and into Friday, we're going to welcome back onshore flow. So that's this lovely, beautiful pattern. I'm going to draw on your screen right now where you have that flow from the Pacific. It moves on in. It brings cool, fresh, clean air from the Pacific. It's a glorious thing. It's going to be extremely beneficial for us in Western Washington in clearing out our smoke. So we do expect our air quality to get better by, honestly, Thursday, like I showed you earlier, but we'll really see that improvement by Friday. But one of the downsides of onshore flow is for us in Western Washington, we get that flow moving in, but then it goes over the Cascades and then it goes down. Oh, it's not letting me draw anymore. But it goes down the eastern slopes of the Cascades, and that is going to produce something called downslope winds, and that creates wind that can be extremely strong. So you can see here by Friday evening, that is when we are going to see that wind picking up one more time over on the eastern slopes of the Cascades, and that trend will likely continue as we head into the weekend. So it's good news for Western Washington. It's good news to help clear out our air quality, but it's bad news for Eastern Washington because we're going to see that wind picking back up. And of course, that's where those pre-existing fires are burning. And so that's bad news. It's going to make it very difficult to continue that firefight. And crews are working so hard. We are so thankful for our fire crews in Washington right now. But unfortunately, they're going to be fighting quite literally an uphill battle. But those temperatures in Western Washington will eventually cool down. We're sitting in the 80s really for the next couple of days, but upper 80s today and into tomorrow. We'll get that little bit of a cool down as we head into this upcoming weekend. So one more time, your 7-day forecast. First alert weather days are going to continue through Thursday. We started it yesterday. It's Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday are the days that we're watching. It's the heat, it's the haze, it's the fire risk, it's the smoke from existing fires, kind of getting hit from all sides right now.